Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the Girls 5 East versus Searcy versus Nettleton. I'm here with Jacob Shoei. Jacob, the girls are coming into this game 10-0 in conference and 15-1 overall, while Nettleton's coming in 0-10-2 in conference and 0-11-2 overall. What are you expecting to see from this game from both teams?
Well, I mean, the conference standing says it all. Searcy in first, Nettleton in last, and the last time these two teams faced each other was March 28th in Nettleton, and it was not even close. Searcy came into that game and swept the floor 14-0. I think we're going to see more of the same here today, and we'll see what our Searcy Lions can do.
You think Nettleton might fight back a little scrappy from losing over there in Nettleton?
Nettleton's been having a little bit of a recent comeback recently. They've tied two of their games against conference. We'll see what they can do, but I still don't think they're going to be able to handle what our Searcy Lions can do.
Well, we'll see today when the game starts. It looks like the teams are having their meeting. We'll see what happens.
Jordan, who's a player that you see here today that's going to have a big impact for the Searcy Lions?
I see Georgie McMahon. She's been a big player striking and scoring recently. I see her trying to get in as many goals as possible today. I could see Sarah Daniel. She's also been a great player going back and forth down the field. So
I agree 100% with you, Sarah Daniel, past all-state player. I think she's going to have a big game, and I agree with you and Georgie as well. I expect this to be a high-scoring game for the Searcy Lions.
looks like Searcy elected to receive. Georgie McMahon is going to pass it back. Passes it off to Kate Daniel on down the field to Lexi Edens. Lexi gives it to Abby Lawson. Back to midfield, Avery Meadows picks it up. Back out to Abby Lawson. Stolen. Taken back by Kate Daniel. Passing it out. Looks like Searcy's trying to set something up here. Avery Meadows into the inside. Strike by, can't tell who that is, but it was out of bounds. Searcy trying to get in there. Kicked in by the goalie, Addison Hardcastle.
Great job by Hardcastle to kick that back out.
Yes. Lexi passing it out to Abby. Looks like a little miscommunication out there.
Great stop by Abby, though.
Yes. Over to Lexi Edens. Passing it back. Cersei's trying to get infield.
Great dribbling by Lucy Edens.
Passing it into Avery Meadows. Avery Meadows with the strike, saved by the goalie.
Great attempt here, but we're going to need some stop by defense to get that ball back immediately. Try to put a point up.
It's like Hardcastle's trying to receive the ball. It goes out of bounds. Hardcastle's going to pass it in over to Kate Daniel. Kate's going to pass it over to Sarah. Sarah moving in, passes it over to Avery Meadows. Looks like they're stuck around the half field mark right now. Pushing in is Kate Daniel. Tried to pass it in to, looked like Piper Holmes. Couldn't quite get to it, out of bounds.
Definitely not what the Cersei Lions wanted at all, but they're going to have to try to get the ball back and get it as soon as possible.
Yes. Kicking it in, goes out of bounds. It's going to be Lexi Edens passing it back in, giving it to Abby Lawson. Abby's back out to Lexi.
Smart by Abby by letting that go out.
Yes. Looks like Sarah Daniel chasing it down, trying to get it back upfield. Gonna pass it over to Kate Daniel in the midfield region. Just gonna give it up to Avery Meadows. Avery over to Georgie. Georgie's gonna get down the field. Lost control. She's gonna strike. Saved by the goalie. Goalie protected pretty well. But you do see Georgie and the other girls trying to get it in striked fast and first, so that's good to see.
Very good to see. I love the aggressiveness, especially by Georgie McMahon right there. She tried to go straight in for it. I love to see that from the Lions. It's definitely going to show what the rest of this game's going to come to look out to.
Yes. Back over to Georgie. Georgie's passing it in to Piper Holmes. Piper's going to stop it. Goes out of bounds. Looks off of Nettleton, I believe. So Piper's going to do a corner kick. No, it's going to be Avery Meadows. Avery kicking it in to Piper. Avery takes it and strikes at the goal, and it's good. That is the first goal scored by Avery Meadows.
Great shot by Avery there, all the way right at that 10 on the other side of that sideline. Very nice shot. I'm glad to see the Lions get out there early, and I'm expecting way more to come, especially with the aggressiveness that we've seen from Georgie, Lexi, and Avery. This is going to be a good one for Cersei.
Yeah. With 5 minutes in, Cersei's up 1-0 against the Raiders. Raiders are going to be kicking it back, trying to respond to that 1-0 lead from Cersei.
See what our defense can do against them.
Immediately getting it back, Georgie McMahon. And now it's over to Avery Meadows, so Cersei's back in control on offense. Abby Lawson has it. Abby Lawson's going to strike, and that's goal number 2 by Abby Lawson. Pretty quick, back to back.
Immediately getting it back, and again, that I've said this again, and I will keep on saying that the aggressiveness is going straight into it is working so well from Cersei. You saw it with Abby not stopping; she just went straight for the goal, and just like that, with not even a couple of seconds, it's 2-0.
Yes, great defense. Immediately getting it back, keeping the pressure on the Raiders today. Let's see if the Raiders can respond. It's still pretty early in the game, so there's still a chance to tie it back up. Kicking it right to the teeth of the defense, so Cersei takes possession back, up to Avery Meadows at midfield.
I like to point out that the aggressiveness from Georgie going straight in kind of put pressure on it, and we immediately kicked it to our defenders. That pressure helps a lot.
Yes. Looks like Georgie McMahon over there in the middle, going up to score. barely misses it to the left. She'll have to try again. It's going to be a kick out from the penalty box from number 22, Savannah Kitterman. Passes it right to the defender, Abby Lawson. Georgie McMahon takes it and passes it out to Lexi Edens, who saves it from going out of bounds. Back up to Abby Lawson. To midfield for Avery Meadows. Avery passes it in. Lexi Edens trying to get in there to take it back. Back out to Lexi. Avery Meadows takes it in and strikes, but misses, saved by the goalie, and kicked out by the Raiders. Lexi Edens throwing it in. Over to Lexi. And into Avery Meadows. Georgie passing it up to Piper Holmes.
Not really wanting to see there. A big clump of those Raiders just together made it really, really hard for them. Had to pass out. But Cersei's still in control of that ball. They've had it for a majority of this game, if not the entirety. Let's see what they can keep doing right here.
Yeah. They have the majority of the control, like you were saying. A little too hard of a kick there by Kate Daniel, going out of bounds. She's trying to get it into that midfield area where her teammates were to try and set up a shot there. It's going to be Savannah Kinnerman again kicking it out of the penalty box. Goes straight to Abby Lawson taking possession out of bounds. It's going to be Raiders ball throwing it in. For the Raiders being aggressive, that's something you have to watch out for. Both teams are looking to win this game, so both have to be aggressive about it.
For sure, Jordan.
Going out to Kate Daniel. Kate's passing it to Sarah. Sarah dribbling in, passes it to Lexi Edens with a chance to strike, saved by the goalie. It's a nice save right there.
Very nice, able to take advantage of that, and now they're going to see if they can keep the control they have.
Weird kick. It looked like she was going to try and get it farther, but it didn't quite go where she wanted. Going out of bounds, Lexi Edens is going to throw it in.
I know we said that aggression is important, but the control, not being able to have that control is really, 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 really important for the Cersei Lions.
Yes.
Out of this entire game, it's only been just a couple of seconds that the Raiders had the ball to themselves. They're going to have to find a way to be able to do this if they want to beat the Cersei Lions at all.
And you saw Kate Daniel over there take a strike from about the 25-yard line trying to get it into the goal. It went to the right by, I would say, 5 yards. So Cersei's just continuing to be aggressive, and you just don't quite see the Raiders getting a chance to take a strike at the goal over there. Everything seems to be on their side of the field. Ball out of bounds off Cersei. Savannah Kitterman looking to throw it in.
Very risky to go for that right there. You see it almost, she was trying to stop it to go out of bounds, and it just immediately went off it. See if Cersei can bring it back here.
Going back out of bounds there. Looks off of the Raiders, so Cersei will take possession back. Passing it in, Abby Lawson gets in the bunch, kicking it back out to Lexi Edens.
Loving her getting right in there, getting into that action.
Georgie McMahon with the look in the middle, saved. No, it goes in. The goalie had it in her hands, but it goes right past. That is Georgie McMahon with the score right there.
Great job by Georgie to go right in there to get that third goal for the Lions. Very, very, again, I've said this over and over again, and I'm going to keep saying it. This aggression is exactly what just keeps rolling for the Searcy Lions offense, and it's definitely not going to stop anytime soon.
About 11 minutes in, the score is the Searcy Lady Lions 3 and the Nettleton Raiders 0. We're scoring pretty quickly here in this one. It's just the first half. Out to Abby Lawson on the right outer edge. Abby's dribbling it up. Stopping. Got covered by 2. Kicks it out to Lexi Edens. Kicking it back, trying to create a little more space in the field.
Great job by Abby to get that ball back. She immediately went backwards. Or she immediately stepped back to get that to the 2 Raiders defenders. Keep Searcy in control.
Strike by Avery Meadows. Saved by the goalie, hitting it out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick from Piper Holmes. No, Avery Meadows. Into Piper Holmes. Piper's going to pass it to Avery. Avery with the strike into the Raiders' teeth of their defense there in the end zone. There's going to be another corner kick from Avery Meadows here. Searcy's still being aggressive, still trying to strike at every chance they get. Nettleton still seems like they're unsure of what they're trying to do right now. Multiple attempts to try and get it into the goal. Unfortunately, that last one was out of bounds to the left, so it's going to be, looks like a kick out of the end zone, Raiders ball. Passing it up, goes out of bounds about the 20. Searcy's going to take possession, throws it in to Georgie McMahon. Stolen by the Raiders and taken back by Avery Meadows for the Lions. Passing it back out, seeing to see if they can get anything set up. Passing it in to Abby Lawson. Abby's dribbling it out. She's trying to get her teammate to go in more, try and set up a goal, but they just weren't on the same page there. It's going to be out on number 4. That's going to be Lucy Evans. And the Raiders are going to take possession. You can still see Searcy being aggressive there, trying to take back the ball almost immediately, keeping it on their side of the field.
Great job by Lexi Brown to keep that going. I'm looking right now and I'm thinking who's going to be the next one to get that goal for Searcy, and I'm just looking at the people who keep being aggressive on that field. And while Avery, Abby, and Georgie gets one, I think I've seen a lot of that very, very aggressiveness from Lexi Edens, and I think she's going to be the next one to get that goal for Searcy.
Yes, her and Piper. Avery, when she's kicking it into Piper Holmes over there in that corner kick, it looks like they're trying to get something going over there. Searcy immediately taking possession. Avery Meadows in the middle of the field. Into Piper Holmes. Piper's going to strike, and it's good. The goalie tried to come up. Georgie McMahon got it in there. That's her second goal of the day.
Great job as always from Georgie there, making it 4-0. We're not even halfway through the first, and Searcy is just keep putting it up there. I don't see this, Jordan. I really do not see this stopping anytime soon. Especially even if it's going into the second half, that aggressiveness from Searcy, it just keeps showing them that they are that first team in conference.
Yes, it is 14 minutes into this first half, and it is 4-0.
Looks like there was an injury on the field, and it looks like it was from number 1 for the Raiders, and it looks like it was looking like a head collision, because I saw there was a little bit of from close to where Lexi Edens was. The ball was bounced off of their head, but it did look like their heads get really, really, really close. But let's hope everything's okay on the Raiders side for her.
Back in the game now. Searcy looks to take possession back on their side of the field. Over to Kate Daniel. Now Sarah Daniel. Trying to just get something set up back to go onto the Raider side of the field.
Very close collision there. Great job to avoid that.
Yes. Keeping the ball from going out of bounds as well. Good save. Lexi Brown giving it over to Piper Holmes. Just trying to create some separation. Everything's kind of jumbled up there in the middle. Number 2, Frances Tooley. There to steal from Abby, but Cersei gets it back. Into Lexi Brown. Back out into the middle. Sarah Daniel takes control. Okay, Daniel, excuse me. Out to Sarah Daniel at midfield. Over to Addison Hardcastle in Avery Meadows. Avery takes a strike. Hit the edge of the goalpost for the goal, and the goalie jumps on top of it. Abby Lawson trying to kick it in there at the edge.
Very, very close by Abby there, keeping that aggression all the way through. But so far, the control has been excellent with the passing. You saw it in the back with Kate and Sarah. They just kept going back and forth into Avery. The passing has been perfection, and that control is just all part of it.
They've had control most of the game. They're just trying to, they're being great teammates, passing it up, giving up, trying to see who has the best shot to get that goal. Looks like Abby Lawson's going to try and score one here. No, passes it up, but saved by the Raiders. Just a lot of bodies in there. They might need to try and back it out. Saved by the goalie there.
Good hard kick from number 5, or from Avery Meadows there.
Goalie number 7, Jordan Dawson.
Cersei's still in control of that ball right now, even with that pass in. Avery with the ball now.
Yeah. You can still see a little bit of aggressiveness out of the Raiders, but they're also just kind of walking around. Not much hustle. They're getting out hustled by Cersei.
Especially in that backfield, just as soon as they got that ball back, you just saw them slowly walking. It's like it's not really something you want to see on that soccer field for sure from either team.
Looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Going to be Kate Daniel out there. Giving it off to Avery Meadows. Back over to Kate. She's going to try and strike, and barely misses. The goalie almost hit it in there, actually, trying to save it, but it goes out to the right, and it's going to be another corner kick by Kate Daniel. Back into Avery again. Avery's going to try and pass it in. Just a little too much on that ball. She was trying to kick it into the goal, but it went higher than what she expected.
Won't be getting 3 points for that one, Jordan.
It's going to be Jordan Dawson kicking it out of that penalty box over there in the end zone. Georgie McMahon immediately getting it off of that bounce. Goalie Jordan Dawson saving it there. Almost another goal for Georgie McMahon. Georgie's been very aggressive today, so I wouldn't be surprised if she gets another 1 or 2 more goals today.
Oh, for sure. She's been the most aggressive person on that goal. If you see her close to the goal, you better be ready for her to strike.
And the past couple games, I think she's had a collective of 5 to 7 goals, I think it is. So she's been, not only just this game, but every game, she's been trying to score every time. So she has great hustle.
It's what you want to see out of every player on that field, and Cersei's been doing that easily.
Piper Holmes there trying to get it in as well from about the 15-yard line. Just barely hit the edge of the post over there for the goal. So great aggression by Cersei all around. Team doing their best to try and score. Here about 21 minutes left in this first half. Cersei's up 4-0 against the Raiders. Georgie McMahon immediately stealing it again, and that's her third goal of the game today. Georgie scoring again.
There's just nothing you can say, really. Georgie it's been perfection from her. Everything from her control, her aggressions, her strikes. It has just been nonstop, amazing for Cersei. There's a reason we're about 1/4 into this game, and we're up 5-0, and it's 100% with the help of Georgie McMahon.
And it's also just the effort out there by the team. Cersei's just going after it, proving why they're just the #1 team in our conference this year. And Nettleton, they're putting in effort, but they're just getting out-hustled by Cersei. Abby Lawson over there trying to, lets it go out of bounds to keep possession. It goes off of Nettleton. Lexi Edens is going to pass it into Lucy Edens.
I like that a lot from Abby. If she took control of that right there, she would put herself in a tough spot at the end of that sideline. Great job, giving it a better chance for that Cersei to get a better shot.
Out of bounds by Lucy. I think she was trying to drive it across the line a little bit better, but she just couldn't quite get it. And by #1 there, Keely Vick, she was past that black line, so they're going to call it back, and it's going to go to Cersei's possession. She was offsides. Into Abby Lawson, kicking it back to Abby Lawson. She's going to kick it towards the middle. No one was there. It's going to be a strike by number 14, Lexi Brown, but just a little too high there.
The pass from Abby didn't exactly where she wanted to get it, and that it just kind of caused a little outside. But let's see if Cersei can get that control back, just like how they've always been doing when the Raider gets possessions.
We kicked out of the end zone straight to the Lions, so they get back possession. Avery Meadows off her head. Georgie McMahon tried to get it in there, but it was kicked out by the defenders. Cersei's back with possession, though. Raiders taking back possession. That's going to be Keely Vick dribbling down the field. But Lexi Edens just steals it back, and now Lexi Brown in the middle of the field dribbling up. Past the defender, but unfortunately over to 21. And she kicks it out of bounds, so it's going to be Lexi Edens.
Not sure where that was going, but let's hope to see the aggressiveness keep going. And there's something I just realized, Jordan. I don't think I've seen the Raiders have possession of the ball on their goal side at all so far.
No, Cersei's been doing a great job of defending their side of the field. They've kept most of the game over on the Raiders side of the field, so Cersei just has that main control and has had possession for, I'd say, a good 98% of the game.
Pure perfection from what they're doing on their part.
It's going to be Lexi Brown now over to Abby Lawson, kicked out of bounds.
I'm curious, Jordan, who do you think you have next for that next goal for Cersei?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of Georgie McMahon, but I think over there on the outside, Avery Meadows, I could see her getting her second goal of the game. Of course, she scored that first one starting off the game today.
I think I'm going to also have to go with someone who has already a goal today. I'm going to go with Abby. She's had so many strikes and shots against the goal and just hasn't gone her way. She's kept that aggression like we've always had, and I believe she'll be easily getting her next goal anytime soon.
There goes Kate Daniel. She tried to strike it in there, but it just went straight through the top of the goal and the bottom of the goal post for football there. So pretty great accuracy, but it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Raiders possession. It's going to be number 5 for the Raiders. They're going to be switching it up. It's going to be Savannah Kitterman kicking in. Goes past all the Raiders, and it looks like Piper Holmes had it, saved by the goalie. Piper Holmes trying to get it in, get her first goal of the game. Still all of Cersei being aggressive there. They're doing their best trying to get it in. Um, Everybody's just trying to get their own goal today, but they're still passing around, giving it to who has the best shot. Cersei's trying to kick it in, it looks like, from 20 yards out there. It was unfortunately a little too high. It's going to be Raiders possession. Number 5, Adrenalin Dent is going to kick it in. Lexi Brown immediately in there, stealing it back, but the goalie, Keely Vick, hops on top of it, saving Cersei a chance to try and strike it in there. He's going to kick it out. Gets it out about to midfield. Sarah Daniels going to try and stop it. Kicks it over to the goalie. Back upfield, Avery Meadows at the midfield mark.
Great job to keep possession on that, especially on their side of the goal. That was the first time since the very, very beginning of the game that we've seen it go all the way past there when the kick didn't quite go their way originally. So great job by Cersei to keep it.
Yes, it seems like even when it gets over there, Cersei still has possession of the ball where they're able to get it back over as quickly as possible. It looked like Georgie McMahon trying to score right there, but it was just a little to the left, so Avery Meadows is going to have a corner kick for us. This is where I'm talking about where Avery comes in to play for scoring here. Over there, the kicks it back in, and then Avery usually has a good shot to try and get it in. Off of Kate Daniel there, looked like she was going to try and stop the ball so somebody could have a strike there, but it goes out of bounds. Lexi Edens taking possession there, defended pretty well. She's going to take it back out. Kick it up to Abby Lawson. Abby Lawson's going to give it into Piper Holmes, back out to Lawson.
Great passing there between the two.
Yes, given the best shot to stop it. Going to be Georgie McMahon trying to score there, but Keely Vick, the goalie, again with a good save. She's been coming in and doing her job pretty well here pretty recently. Georgie McMahon stopping it, going around, and she tries to strike but misses. And right above the goal.
I love the dribbling around that she's been doing. Very, 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 very good going around those Raiders defenders from Georgie.
Cersei's been pretty patient, it looks like, when they're trying to score a goal, looking to see who has that best shot, trying to get in there. Avery Meadows has 1 goal, Abby Lawson with 1 goal, and Georgie McMahon with 3, which brings us to our score of 5-0 here with about 13 minutes left in this first half. Avery Meadows has it in midfield. Looks like number 6, Thomas, was out there defending pretty well. Cersei's got it back now.
Great job by Kate to get that back over. Very, 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 very close. Kept possession, and they'll keep it here.
That's going to be Thomas kicking it out of bounds there. Cersei's going to take possession. That's Hardcastle passing it in to Piper Holmes. Avery Meadows over to Hardcastle. Hardcastle driving in, and she's going to take a strike. Barely missing to the right, though. That's her coming out from her edge position, so it's pretty good seeing that they're getting the people from the outside a chance to try and score as well. It's going to be Adriana Dent kicking it in from the end zone. Straight to Abby Lawson, over to Piper Holmes. Stolen back by the Raiders, but they kick it out of bounds, possibly trying to keep the Lions from scoring there. Looked like they were in a bad position. So smart by the Raiders. Avery Meadows kicking it in from the corner. Out of bounds off of, I believe, Hardcastle.
Very close one by Hardcastle. Try to get off her head and go to the goal. A little bit to the left, but we'll see if they can get another chance here, especially with the pass in.
Looks like Cersei keeps possession there. It's going to be Piper Holmes kicking it in. Into the middle, and that's going to be a score by Lexi Brown, her first goal of the game.
Let me just say, that was a very, very beautiful pass right to Brown, able to just kick that in right to the back of the net. Perfect.
Yes.
Could not have done it any better, and now we're up 6-0 with only just 10 minutes left in this half.
And with Cersei being up 6-0, it means that our second half's going to be a little bit shorter if they keep this lead going out of the first half. So it will be about a 20-minute half there for that second quarter. Looks like they're going to be making a sub. Abby Lawson off. Replacing her position would be Addison Hardcastle. Avery Meadows with the steal, dribbling up midfield. Hardcastle driving in. She's going to strike at the goal and saved by the goalie, Jordy Dawson.
That save was almost close to just going straight into the net there. It came very, 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 very close.
Seeing Hardcastle take Abby's position, probably going to see her striking a lot more, trying to get it into the goal. She's been a little bit aggressive when she was at her original position, but now that where Abby was, she's going to be able to take a lot more strikes at the goal.
For sure, and you just saw it there. It's just going to keep going for her. This aggressiveness is not going to stop from anybody on the field here for Cersei.
Avery Meadows trying to kick that in. I think the wind might have took that a little bit, hitting the outside of the goal, so no one really had a shot to take it. It's going to be Dent kicking it in for the Raiders. Just a little under 10 minutes here. The Cersei Lions are up 6 to the Nettleton Raiders 0. Dent kicking it out, but it's too far, and Cersei's going to take possession. Kate Daniel kicking it out to her sister Sarah, actually to the goalie. Now Sarah has possession. Back up to Lexi Brown.
I'm just going to say this right now. Sarah and Kate's defense from midfield and in the back has just been completely great this entire time. They've been able to keep that possession for a majority of it on this side, or the Cersei's goal side, very, very well.
Every time it goes back there, it's been them kicking it back there, trying to get something for the people up here trying to score to actually have a chance to get it set up. They're trying to widen out that defense a little bit. It was Lexi Brown there trying to take a strike, actually. She just kicked it right to the left just a little bit, hitting the outside of the goal. So it's going to be Dent again, kicking it back into the field of play. And you haven't seen the Raiders really try and score over here. It's been Cersei having possession the entire time, keeping it on this right side of the field for trying to score against the Raiders the whole time. The Raiders haven't really had a chance to score against the Lions today.
Not at all. It's just like how we've been saying, just immediately as soon as the Raiders get the ball and they try to pass it, Cersei immediately just comes in and just swoops in like an eagle and just immediately tries to get that ball.
Right over Lexi Eden's head, but she's still there to try and defend. Sarah gets that, gives it over to Hardcastle. Hardcastle's going to dribble down the right line. Gives it to Lexi Edens. Lexi's going to pass it in to Piper Holmes, who trips over the goalie, but the goalie's able to save it there, keeps it from Cersei having another strike into the goal. It's been pretty good defense by the goalie, Jordan Dawson, pretty much all game. She's doing a pretty good job, minus, of course, the 6 goals. But with so many shot attempts, it's kind of hard to block all of them.
I have to agree with you. She's had an extreme amount of effort here for the Raiders, and she just tries her best, try to stop those goals as much as possible. You got to give props to the other team.
It's going to be Avery Meadows trying to kick it in there. Avery was looking for her 2nd goal of the game, but just a little too high, so it's going to be Raiders taking possession there. Kicking it in. Hardcastle immediately with the steal. She's going to try and get a goal in there. Just a little to the right. Piper Holmes also trying to get it in there, but it hit the outside of the goal. It's going to be marked out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner kick, actually, by Piper Holmes. Piper getting it in, and that goes in off of Avery Meadows, it looked like. Avery Meadows with her 2nd goal of the game.
It's just another corner kick in for that pass. It's been really, really, really good over there. Piper Holmes is just, it's just been a really good job by everybody here. The corner kick was very, very well put together, and it just keeps rolling for those Cersei Lions. There's just no stopping.
Yeah. Piper did get it off of that corner kick straight into the middle of the teeth of that defense, but on that inside where Avery was able to just get it in, and all she had to do was get it past the goalie. So that's pretty good work by Piper there, getting it into her teammate.
Exactly, and she gets her 2nd assist of the game right there.
It's going to be Georgie tripped up over there by number 11. It's going to be Paris Campbell.
Looks like there was a little slip up from number 1, Keely Vick, to start that, and she kind of fell with the ball. Not really something you want to see from the Raiders right there.
Not at all. Oh, it's going to be Kate Daniel there kicking it. It was tipped off the goalie's hands, almost falling into the goal, but the goalie was able to grab it before it did.
Great job by her by saving herself right there. It came very, very, very close.
Kate almost getting her 1st goal of the game back there. She's playing back there at the defender position. Over to Lexi Edens on the right side, the reversing field. Hardcastle is going to take possession, dribbling up the right sideline. Out to Lexi Edens, who has a chance to strike here. Passes it into midfield. It's going to be number 4, Lucy Edens, trying to get a goal there. Unfortunately, it was blocked by number 20. It's going to be Joyner. Avery Meadows midfield, dribbling it up. Gonna pass it out to Hardcastle. Hardcastle on the edge. She's going to attempt to strike, and it's good. That is Hardcastle's 1st goal of the game, making it 8-0 with about 3 minutes left here in this 1st half.
Great job by Hardcastle. Again, ever since she's came in and replaced Abby Lawson, she has just been keeping that aggression going that she kept going, and she gets her 1st goal of the game. Great job, Hardcastle. Let's go. 8-0, Cersei.
Ball's going to be back out at midfield. Raiders are going to kick it back to their team. Looks like Jada Shell is coming in for Hardcastle, as well as number 19. It's going to be Piper Holmes switching positions as well. It looks like Cersei subbing in some of their players. The score's a little higher, so letting their younger ones get a chance to play.
Always a great experience for everybody. Just no matter what, especially with a game like this, you just need to let everybody try to get a chance to get that experience in, get that ready, that level of playing ready for the next opponent or just anybody that they come against. Great job for Cersei.
Into Avery Meadows. Avery's going to give it to Piper Holmes, dribbling up the middle, over to Jada Shell, into that teeth of the defense, but Jada's able to get it back, but kicks it over to the defender. Now Nettleton getting it through the teeth of that defense, going up to the goalie for Cersei. She's going to kick it back out. Cersei takes back possession there. Avery Meadows on that left side of the field, trying to get something going there. Gets it past the defender, and now Georgie McMahon with a chance to score again. Georgie's going to get it, and that's going to be her 4th goal of the game today. She's just been automatic every time.
Listen, if I'm the Raiders right now, every time you see Georgie go anywhere close to the goal, you need to be prepared for that ball to be kicked towards you, because she has just been on fire, and her aggression and her dribbling will not stop you.
No, she's been aggressive. She's been the one that we've seen take the most strikes at the goal, and she's been rewarded the most with 4 goals. It's hard not to score when you're the one who's able to strike it at the most. She's now subbing out. Number 3, Ellie Howell, subbing in for her. Jada Shell trying to get it away from the teeth of that defense. Now out to number 1, Hardcastle. Approaching that 1-minute mark here in that first half. The score is 9 for the Cersei Lions and 0 for the Lady Raiders. Number 2 for the Raiders there, Thule, was able to steal it from the Lions. Lexi Edens trying to save it from going out of bounds, but was unable to. It's going to be possession for the Raiders. Thule passed that black mark, so she was offsides there. They're continuing through the play, though. Cersei getting it back on their side of the field. Hardcastle up the middle, giving it to Ellie Howell. Jada Shell now with possession. She's going to try and score, and she does. That is Jada Shell with her first goal of the game. Everybody just all around is able to get it today.
For sure. There's a reason that we're up by double digits here as we are going into halftime. And let me just tell you, we've been saying it all game, and we've just been kept going with it, but it's literally AC. That aggressiveness and control has just put Cersei on the top. They're on a different level with it. There's a reason we're up 10-0 right now, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. You've seen it a lot from McMahon, Abby Lawson, Avery Meadows. It just keeps going and going and going. It's a huge team effort all around, and there's a reason those Raiders have not made it past the 30 on their own goal right now.
Yes, all these key players, they have scored and scored and scored. Cersei's up 10-0 right now going into halftime. It will be a shorter halftime since Cersei's up by that mercy roll mark. So you're watching the 5A East Girls Conference play, Cersei Lions and Nettleton Raiders. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Girls 5A East Conference play. It's your Searcy Lady Lions versus the Nettleton Lady Raiders. Score right now is about 10-0. What are you expecting to see in the second half, Jacob?
I'll be honest, Jordan. I'm expecting the exact same thing we've seen in the first. So much aggression, so much control by the Searcy Lions. The back defense with Sarah Daniel and Kate Daniel has been insane. I don't think we're going to see anything different. I think it's going to keep the same going, and we're just going to keep going and going on these Raiders.
Yeah, they've been pretty aggressive back there. Sarah, you've seen her a couple times. Kate as well. You've seen her actually try and score from a little deeper back there. Some of our scorers today, Avery Meadows, she's had 2. We've had Abby Lawson, she had a goal. Lexi Brown also had 1. And then Georgie McMaham's kind of been the star player today. She's had about 4 goals.
For sure, Jordan. Georgie has been on another level. Every time you see her get close to the goal, you know she's going to strike no matter what. She just keeps going and going and going on that goal. And it's not just aggressive on the goal. We've seen 2 shots now from the corner passes in from number 19, Piper Holmes, and they have been just straight into the goal for us. So I think that just the aggression on both the goal and the corner has been great for Searcy.
Searcy's just been playing a great team ball today. They've been aggressive, but they've also been trying to see who has the best shot and the best opportunity to actually score there. So they're not just kind of seeing they're seeing who wants to have a shot at the goal. So it's just been a great hustle by Searcy today. Number 3, Kaylee Garcia kicking it in for the Raiders, starting off the second half.
Great job by Ellie Howell to get that ball back in for Searcy.
It's going to be Raiders possession. Number 5, Dent's going to be throwing it in. Jada Shell kicking it out over to... No, she takes back possession. Hardcastle trying to get it. Jada's now on the inside.
And the Raiders getting control back right away here. This is the most we've seen them get control so far, and it looks like they've just been coming straight into it.
Yep. A lot of the starters for Searcy look to be taking a rest right now, so it's the younger ones just trying to get some experience here. They're doing pretty good. Jada trying to get in there and steal it, keep it going, but the Raiders get it back onto Searcy's side of the field here.
Great job by number 22 for Searcy. Shaylee Toledo getting that, keeping it out of bounds, keeping control, trying to keep it going down for Searcy. Let's see what they can do.
Number 7 dribbling it in. That's going to be Irina Shala. Irina trying to strike, but couldn't quite get it in. That's Jordy Dawson, the goalie there, saving it. Getting it in. Jada Shell's going to try and take possession there, giving it to the Raiders. That's now number 9, Carmela McFarland. Searcy's still having a great time of possession here. That's Irina Shala with her first goal of the game. That's going to bring the score up to 11-0 for Searcy against the Raiders with about 2 minutes off the clock here in the second half.
Again, like I said earlier, nothing's going to change with the aggressiveness from Searcy no matter who it is. They just keep going at it. They're not going to stop. They're going to try to keep control as much as they possibly can. Even with a score lead this high, they want to keep that going.
And you've seen the ball come over to Searcy's side a little bit more this half, so maybe a little more aggression out of the Raiders. But Searcy still had a great lead in the possession time, and they're still able to play great defense and get back onto their side of the field.
Exactly, Jordan.
There's a great example right there. Searcy immediately getting back possession, going onto the attack on the Raiders side of the field. Raiders stealing it back there, though, and dribbling it down on Searcy's side. Searcy defending pretty well, takes back possession. Barely missing Jada Shell's foot. Jada trying to get in there to take back possession from the Raiders. 21, Nadia dribbling it in, passes it over to Shell. Back to Nadia. Kicks it out of bounds. Not quite what she was looking for. Trying to get it into her teammate there, number 13, Harper Martin. Number 5 passing it in right over Raiders number 1's head.
I can do that.
Looks like they just missed it right there, especially trying to take advantage of it. The Raiders look like they're getting it back here.
Jada Shell's been in there trying to defend it on that 40-yard, 50-yard mark right there. Wherever it is, kind of there in the middle. She's been pretty involved here in the second half. Nadia dribbling it up midfield. She's going to pass it out. She was going to try and get it over there. Look to number 3, Ellie Howell. Ellie now has the ball. She's going to strike. Saved by the goalie, just misses to the right side of the goal there.
Something I'm noticing right away, especially from the Raiders in this second half, is that they have a ton of aggression on defense right at that penalty box. You saw it right there, especially from the goalie. And some of the other players, they just especially try to have a little bit more aggression.
Yeah. Keep it, they've got more aggression this half. They're doing pretty well. It's going to be a corner kick in by Cersei off Jada's head and saved by the goalie there, Jordan Dawson.
Not much you could do with a big clump of just Raiders and Lions just standing right there. Kind of hard for you to do anything right there.
Straight into the teeth of the defense.
Exactly.
Cersei getting possession off of it being out. Off Raiders head number 6. That's going to be Thomas. Shaylee Toledo keeping it on Cersei's side of the field. Jada getting it up for number 9. It's going to be Carmela McFarland. Dribbling upfield now is Lucy Edens, giving it into number 3. That's going to be Ellie Howell. Raiders taking back possession now, kicking it out of bounds, trying to set up their defense. They might have been a little spread out more than they liked, so it's going to be a throw-in by Ellie Howell out there. You can see the Raiders being a little more aggressive there, tripping number 16 up a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a penalty kick for Cersei. Irina Shala taking it. Now it's going to be McCannon taking that penalty kick from about that 1 to 2 yard line mark right there. Excuse me, Jada Shell taking that.
First penalty kick of the game. It's pretty exciting, especially with the amount of aggression we're seeing right here. This is very, 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 very fun to see for both sides.
Yeah. Jada Shell with the kick, and it's good, bringing up that score, 12-11 for the Lady Lions. That's Jada Shell's second goal of the game, actually, today.
Jada really showing herself right now. You saw at the very, very end of that first half, as soon as she came in, she immediately got a goal, and you saw it with that penalty kick. Great job by Shell. See what she can keep doing.
Second half's been kind of the same for the Lions. Of course, not as many goals here 8 minutes into the half, but they're still being just as aggressive, and they're still fighting through.
Exactly, Jordan. That's just exactly what you just want to keep seeing from these Lions no matter what.
Ball into the goalie for the Lions. That's the furthest it looks like it's been all game. It's going to be number 21, Nadia, with the save there. She's now dribbling up that right side of the field, passing it into Jada Shell, back out to her. And a little bit of miscommunication there. The ball's going to wind up out of bounds. Looks like off of Cersei. And Dent's going to be kicking it in from that end zone.
There's a couple of players I'm looking on the Raiders right now that have been showing great, phenomenal aggression so far in the second half, and that's you got to respect the goalie. They've been doing a great job in the first half with their effort, but you also have to look at number 5 for the Raiders, Adriana Dent. She's been doing a great job on defense, trying to stop the ball immediately as soon as it gets towards the penalty box. And I saw it a little bit in the first half, but number 2, Frances Tioli, she's been doing a pretty good job trying to put as much effort as possible, especially on those in the backfield with Sarah Daniel and Kate Daniel. It's something that you just like to see from both sides.
The goalie there, Jordan Dawson, saving it. There's that aggression for you. She's making sure that she's doing her job pretty well. She's been doing a great job. It's been a lot of strikes at the goal, so it's hard to save all of them, especially when it's just everything seems to be on your side of the field. So she might just be a little tired out at this point.
Agreed. At some point, something like that's going to happen right away.
Cersei still with that time of possession. It's been most of the game here. Jada Shells in the middle of the field with the ball, tossing it in to the teeth of that Raiders defense. Cersei taking back possession there, though. Trying to get it over to Irina Shala, just wasn't quite able to. Shaylee Toledo taking possession there for the Lady Lions. Stolen back by number 1, Kaylee Vick. She's also been pretty aggressive, doing a pretty good job today.
For sure. She also had an injury in that first half. She had to come out a little bit, but she's been doing pretty good on her aggression as well coming into this.
Jada Shell there, driving down the field. It's going to be out of bounds off of Cersei, so it's going to be Raiders possession.
I didn't even know how I thought.
Kicking it in right to Cersei. Ellie Howell with the steal there. Back into Ellie here. She's going to give it up to Jada. Over to Nadia. The Raiders coming in with pretty good defense right there, trying to get it out, but Carmela McFarland there with the save for Cersei. Trying to get it infield to Irina Shala, but just a little past her, going out of bounds. It's going to be Andrana Dent kicking the ball in. Right to Ellie Howell. She's going to give it over to Irina Shala, it looked like. Jordan Dawson again with the save. She's been coming in clutch here this second half.
She really has. Just great blocks all around. You just saw it right there, almost diving for that. It was very, 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 very great job by her.
All around, just great effort. She's going to kick it out now. Bounces about the 28-yard line. Jada Shell taking back possession for Cersei. In past Irina Shala. Raiders are going to kick it back out. It goes out of bounds off the Raiders, so it's going to be Cersei throwing it in. Cersei throwing it in immediately, trying to keep the Raiders on their toes. Ellie Howell passing it back. Now going on to Cersei's side of the field, but that defense is able to stop it and turn it back around.
Great job by Cersei to get it back there.
Over to Irina Shala, dribbling down the middle of the field, giving it to Harper Martin, who attempted to get it in there, but the goalie again with a great save. She's just been where she needs to be at the right time every time this second half.
Couple in a row. Cersei's going to have to figure out a way to get past her if they want to get another goal here.
About 13 minutes in, the goalie kicked it, but it just must have hit her foot wrong going out of bounds. It's going to be Cersei possession there about the 20-yard line.
Looks like the spin was wrong on that. As soon as it went up in the air, just started spinning to the right, and it caused a lot of momentum going that way. Not exactly what you want from the Raiders right here.
It's going to be Shaylee Toledo passing that in. Giving it to Ellie Howell, who kicks it back out to Nadia. Now over to Piper Holmes, who's going to try and get something set up. Over to Jada Shell, but just covered by 2 defenders, hard to keep it there. Out of bounds by the Raiders. Cersei retains possession there. Ellie Howell now about the 1-yard line. It's going to be Nettleton kicking that out of bounds there, trying to set up their defense there. It's a little spread out, so smart decision there by number 12. Cersei with the corner kick in. Gonna try and get it in there, Ellie Howell, but it was blocked by the Raiders defenders. Pretty good job there. Hard to get the ball in the goal there in the teeth of that defense. It's gonna be another corner kick here by Cersei. Goalie trying to save it there, trying to get her hands on it, just can't quite do it, but the Raiders are able to get it out of there, and Cersei's gonna have possession. And into Ellie Howell, who's going to try and strike, but that's Jordan Dawson there again, being aggressive, stopping the ball from going in.
As the Raiders going into the second half, it was kind of like it was just kind of like you knew that this game was just kind of way too far out of reach. So them coming in and showing aggression like this still right here in this second half is very, very important for that team still. And you have to give them props for that.
Yeah, coming in, still being aggressive, that's what makes a great team. No matter what the score is, if you're coming in showing effort, that's what coaches are looking for. So props to her and that team for just still staying aggressive.
Exactly. And it's not like Cersei's not doing the same thing. Cersei is for sure staying aggressive. You've seen it a lot from Jada Shaw and
Irina Shala.
Irina Shala, yes, sorry about that. But you definitely see it from them, and you see it from everyone else on the team. It's just like an all-around big group aggressiveness right now.
Both teams being very aggressive. A great game here in the second half, regardless of the score. Both teams are showing great effort and doing great things here. About like 4 minutes left here in the second period. Jada Shell there stealing it. Ellie Howell passing it back out to Jada. Jada with her 3rd goal of the game today. That's bringing the score up to 13-0 here with about 4 minutes left in this game.
The second half for the Cersei Lions, it's all been eyes on Jada Shala right now. That, like you said, it was her 3rd goal. She's just been on fire, and you could just tell that she still has that passion, the same as Cersei Lions do.
They've just, like we were just speaking about, both teams have been aggressive. Cersei's just been the one who's been able to keep it on the Raiders side of the field, and they've been able to take as many strikes as they've wanted, as they've just had time of possession over there. That's what's winning the game, is the time of possession. Toledo here stealing the ball, passing it over to Howell. Howell trying to get it in front of Harper so she can have a chance to cut it upfield. Harper taking back possession there. Toledo getting it into number 9. It's going to be Piper Holmes now with the ball, dribbling it midfield, trying to get something set up for her teammates. Over to Jada Shell. Jada gets it off the back of a defender. Ellie Howell there trying to score, but just saved by Jordan Dawson again, who's just been showing great effort today, doing a great job.
Very, very impressed with her.
Kicks it out, gets it about to the... Well, she kicked it out of bounds about the 20-yard line, so it's going to be Cersei passing it in. Jada Shell straight to Nettleton, but that's Piper Holmes in there being aggressive, trying to get that ball back. Shaylee Toledo stepping up to try and play a little bit of defense there. Gets it for number 6 to pass it out. Now she's tossing it in. Off of Cersei there trying to get it in, but it's going to be the Raiders' ball. Raiders passing it in to number 3, be Kaylee Garcia. Number 3, Kaylee Garcia, she's just been all around aggressive today in the game. She's been showing great effort since the game's really started. Again, they haven't had much of a chance to strike. That's going to be Piper Holmes there actually trying to score. She got it through the goalie's hands, almost going in. It kind of looked like it did go in, but I don't believe they're going to count that, but that's a great effort.
Is another very. We saw it again in the first half. There almost went in, and it was very close. Another great stop.
And that's Ellie Howe there as well, trying to score right there, just to the left of the defender. She was trying to get it around her, but it still went out of bounds, unfortunately. But with about a minute left here in the second period, it's a score of 13-0. It's going to be number 5 for the Raiders, kicking it in from the end zone.
Hey Siri, what is the closest number to 14?
Raiders with possession here, trying to get it upfield, trying to get it past that midfield mark. Cersei's still being aggressive though, gets it right back, passing it up to Jada Shell, just a little too far for her. She wasn't able to stop it from going out of bounds, so the Raiders are going to get possession of the ball there. Raiders passing it in from the corner. Cersei's still being aggressive. Ellie Howell there. Gets it out of bounds. Cersei's going to take possession here. It's going to be a throw in for Cersei. Or actually for the Raiders. Jordan Dawson there with the save, and that's going to be the end of the game. Cersei Lions winning 13-0. This is going to bring the Lady Lions conference record up to 11-0 and their overall record to 16-1. And then Nettleton's going to go to 0-11-2 for their conference, and overall they're going to go to 12-2 for overall. It's been a pretty outstanding scoring game for the Lions today.
For sure. It has been spectacular for the Lions even. Especially in that first half, they came out flaming with 10 points. And even though while it was a little bit lower scoring with 3 in the second, the aggressiveness, the controlling, and the possession of time they had that entire game just put the Lions on top. Yeah. And it's very, very promising as they look to go forward to their next game.
Yeah, and some of our top scorers today were Georgie McMahon, who had 4 goals, Jada Shell with 3 coming in for that second half. You had Avery Meadows with 2, Abby Lawson with 1, Lexi Brown with 1. You had Addison Hardcastle with 1, and Irina Shala with a goal as well today. So all around, just Cersei playing great offense, striking it in a lot today.
For sure, Jordan.
You are watching the Girls 5A East Conference for the Lady Lions and Nettleton Raiders. Thank you for watching today. Signing off on Line TV.